There is none other thing we have more than our children, our young people. And True Mother have emphasized you are pure water. And when there is a wave, all the ocean, all the lake is moving. I got the experience to be born in a village where there is a special lake. That lake has a particular movement. That lake is so clear that even if a needle fell down, you can see and collect it. Even when you go into it, you open your eyes, you can see the distance of. But the particularity for that lake is that when it rains or there is a strange things inside, you will see it will make the wave to purify. The lake will purify itself. And then after it become calm, clear, and pure. But when we want to talk about pure water wave, is this energy, this power of Africa coming to respond to the call of our beloved True Mother. Always she's emphasizing you are the pure water. When you drop and then the wave will spray with it. When there is wave, is all the lake, all the ocean make a movement for something to happen. That is what Africa is preparing. Something must happen. Africa must show what is able to give to the whole world and to give to our beloved True Mother. That's why it's very important, this call. It's very important for you and I and everybody to understand that there is no time, there is no precious and special time than this time. Mostly when you are preparing to commit, to connect substantially to our heavenly parent and true parent through the Chenongung Lechonese sanctum. And last time in a meeting with Dr. Song, he emphasized in what is the desire of our beloved True Mother. For FFWPU, what we have is to invest ourselves in preparing the young people for the blessing. But this one, we're preparing those who are going to move all Africa in entering in Chenongung Echoni's sanctum. And also this movement are going to be spread in all Africa and all the world. That's why you are welcome and you are the most privileged to be on the front line this time. Please be aware of that, understand what you have to understand, and be ready to join as much as possible to this movement. That's why for the second time, we have to be mobilized and mobilize more and then understand why we have to be part of Pure Water Wave. Pure water wave of Africa. The Africa True Mother is waiting for. We have promised to our True Mother that we are going to give, to offer our youth 1,800. There is no time, and we have for that. It is only the youth who can move things and be ready. If without you, nothing will happen. With you, everything will happen. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much to our dear regional president. And indeed, he has emphasized that the youth are the energy and the strength and the driving force of the providence in this era of today. So if we didn't gain anything from what he said, at least we have that one point that we can take home as to how precious and how valuable the young people are in the providence of today. So, dear brothers and sisters, dear family members, dear parents, you are welcome once again to our second youth convocation. At the moment, we have 129 windows opened on this platform here. There might be some people who are taking their time to join Zoom. It's not too late to maybe pick up your phone and give a call to your brother and sister and say, hello, don't forget that we have a very important program going on at the moment. Please join. They started. They said they were going to keep the time, and they did make effort to keep the time. So if you spend 1 minute behind, you are going to miss a whole lot. Let's call our brothers and sisters. Let's call our parents. Let's call our friends. Let's get all our youth who really love our true parents, most especially our true mother, to join this convocation. And I believe that we're going to have a lot of great and valuable things to take home after this event. Up next on our program, we're going to have something really special and something really fun, something that maybe I would say I'm looking forward to. I like fun. I like fun things. And at the moment, we're going to be having an ice-breaking game and maybe more informal quiz. And to anchor that aspect of the program, we're going to be inviting our older sister, Youngsun Winter. She did magic last time with the quiz, and she's going to do another wonderful job again today. Let's give her a round of applause as she conducts the ice-breaking session.
Wow, thank you so much, Godson. And I'm going to share my screen now. So, okay, and play some music. So now we are at the icebreaker game portion. So let's proceed. So if you want to join our game, there's 3 different ways. You can either scan the QR code right here on the screen. That will take you to our games, or you can click on the link that I will post in the chat right here. And if you're unable to do that, you can also go to menti.com and use the code 19509461 to join us. And I'll put the link back in the chat for those who might have just joined us. So yes, you have 3 options: the QR code, clicking on the link in the chat, or going to menti.com and typing in the code 19509461. And I see that some people have already joined by hitting the like or the heart button, so that's great. Okay, so we'll proceed. Okay, so once again, welcome to our quiz. Bienvenue, benvindo. All right. So before we go to the quiz portion, I have a quick survey, just one question. And I would like to know which of these social media platforms do you all use? Do you use Facebook, YouTube, Instagram? And so you'll see that there's points you can give to each platform. So for example, if you're on Facebook all the time and you don't use anything else, you can give 100 points to Facebook. Or if you're on YouTube and Instagram, then you can give 50 points to YouTube and 50 points to Instagram. So there's a good divide there. And this is just so we can know and be more aware of where we can find you on the platforms and where we can post more content for you all. And I see so far that most of us use YouTube, and then followed by that is WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, some on TikTok. Okay, there's a tie between Instagram and Facebook. Can't decide. But this is very fun for the team to know. Okay, I think we know for sure YouTube is, oh no, it's WhatsApp. WhatsApp is more popular. Okay, well, I think this is, oh, okay, it's really changing. Okay, I think this is a good point for us to stop and move on. We know for sure that YouTube, WhatsApp, and Facebook are the top 3, followed by Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Messenger. Thank you so much. This is very valuable for us and our team. All right, thank you for the love. Okay, we're going to move on. Okay, so let the games begin. So our first portion of the quiz will focus on Korea. So before we begin with the first question, wow, we have 37 players. Oh, and more. This is wonderful. Here you can type in your name or a name that you want to, like, I don't know. But yes, any nickname you prefer. And it's good to put in your name so we know who is in the lead and who's playing, and it's always fun to know who's with us all together. Okay, And then also for this game, you want to answer correctly, but also very fast. So even though you answered it correctly, if you weren't the fastest, then you might not see your name on the screen. So don't worry, just keep playing, just keep going at your own pace. But if you go really fast, then you'll be at the top. Okay, I think, okay, we have a lot of people joining. This is great. So I'm going to start the games. All right, answer fast to get more points. Which dynasty ruled the Korean peninsula, once a unified peninsula for centuries? Which of these Korean dynasties? Yes, it was the Joseon dynasty. All right, here's the quiz leaderboard. Oh. So Bobe was the fastest. Good job, Bobe. Followed by E.T. and Kayon. This is great. All right, question number 2. Let's go. Oh. What is King Sejong, a monarch of the Joseon dynasty, famously known for? He's known for doing a lot of great accomplishments, but one of them is what he's famously known for. If you went to Korea, you might know, or if you heard of or go to Korean class or something, you would know for sure. Yes, the answer is developing Hangul, the Korean alphabet, the Korean language. Oh, Dr. Centipede, Ja are someone's to look for. Dr. Centipede was the fastest, but Bobe is still in the lead. Good job, Bobe. Okay, question number 3. Right, more people are joining. It's great. Okay, here we go. How do you say Korea in Korean? How do you say Korea in Korean? I think if we have yet to learn Korean, now is a good time to start practicing and learning all that we can. Yes, the correct answer is Hanguk. And here's the leaderboard. Wow, everyone is tied neck to neck. Whoa. Wow, Clippy, welcome Clippy. You were the fastest, but Bobe is still in the lead. Okay, so this part of the quiz will be on the topic of water. And okay, so this is the 4th question. I think I saw 53 last time, so we'll just wait a few more seconds. Okay. Okay, we'll proceed. Okay, remember, answer fast to get more points. Water covers about 71% of the Earth. What percentage of that is ocean water? What percentage of that is ocean water? The correct answer is 96.5. Isn't that amazing? Praise God. All right. Oh, Sunhwa. Wow. I guess this was a real stumper. Okay, so Peace was the fastest. Good job, Peace. But we still need to overcome Dr. Centipede and Bobe. Okay, this is the next question. How much of the water in the world is drinkable right now? So there's a lot of water, some salt water, some fresh water, but what percentage is drinkable right now in the whole wide world? 1%. Isn't that amazing? 1%. Okay, Dr. Centipede, you are very smart. And the fastest. All right, good job. Okay, the next question. 53 players ready. All right, answer fast to get more points. Land, water, and air form a deeply interconnected system. What we dump on the ground or release into the sky eventually finds its way into our water. Is this true or false? Could this be true or false? It's true. Everything is all interconnected. Oh, Jayu and Ja, Nancy, Bodie McBoatface. Ah, Bobe was the fastest, but Dr. Centipede is still in the lead. All right, so this section, we're going to focus on True Mother. Okay. Amazing. Okay. To what African country did Dr. Hak Jahan Moon go on January 20th, 2018 with the heart to uplift and liberate the souls who pass through? So what country did your mother go with this intention on this date? Yes, it was Senegal. The leaderboard. Wow. I can't say this name, but Guasama was the fastest. Good job. All right, the next question. Your mother said in a speech, pure water cannot become muddy water. To prevent becoming dirty water, you must keep flowing. By flowing, I mean one of these words, or one of these questions. Yes, keep developing. The leaderboard shows us that Nancy was the fastest. Good job. Good job, Nancy. All right. Last question on True Mother. Here we go. Answer fast to get more points. True Mother has said in a speech, you must become clear water that purifies the world. In order to do that, you have to know your original root. You have to know your original root. Yes. And our leaderboard shows us Guasama was the fastest, but Bobe, Dr. Centipede, Ja, Sunhua, Nancy are in the lead. Okay, so we have a bonus question. This is the last question of our quiz, so let's really put in our efforts. Okay. Go. When was Hyojinim born on the solar calendar? When was Hyojinim born according to the solar calendar? There's usually a lunar calendar, solar calendar, but this is just the Gregorian solar calendar. Oh, it was December 29th, but the lunar calendar is December 3rd, so you're not wrong. But just for this question. Okay, so our final leaderboard says Ja was the fastest, but Bobe is the winner. Good job, Bobe. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, everyone. This was so fantastic and so fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll give you back to you, Mr. MC Godson. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's give our big sister Youngson a big round of applause. That was indeed so much fun and so interesting to watch, even though maybe I didn't participate this time. It was nice to see, and it was nice to see how everyone, could answer the questions. And they were quite educational, some things that maybe we didn't know about. At least this gives us the opportunity to be a bit more curious, to want to learn more about some of those topics, especially related to Korea, related to True Mother, related to even just water in general. It was very interesting to see. And I was actually quite amazed because I didn't think that we would know that much about Korea. But to my surprise, we were getting the answers right. I don't know if it was we were guessing and we were good guessers, or is that we really knew? Maybe we watch a lot of Korean historical dramas, and that's why. I mean, I do. And if you watch a lot of Korean historical dramas, you would know some of those details about Korean history. So yeah, it's actually good to watch stuff that is educational. So congratulations, Bolde. And okay, someone in the chat, Ganyong Nancy says, drama. Yes, keep watching the good dramas. They're the good ones and they're like the not so type of dramas. So let's watch the good ones and let's learn good stuff about Korea and about Korean culture, from the Korean dramas. So congrats, Bobe and Dr. Centipede and the rest of the brothers and sisters who did a great job in the quiz. For others, better luck next time. And I'm sure that it's going to be even way more interesting when we have the third edition. So I will be sharing the screen and we are going to be reading the words of Hunduke. Yes, so I want to believe that the screen is visible and we can see what is being displayed at the moment. So our words of the words of true parents that we are going to be reading today basically is the words our true mother gave on New Year's Day of 2025 by the solar calendar. So I will be reading and I begin. The providential meaning of the New Year motto in the 13th year of Chanukak. On January 1st, 2025, 12.2 by the heavenly calendar in the 12th year of Chanuguk, True Mother invited true family members and leaders of key providential organizations to a breakfast meeting at Chonjonggung. After hearing the leaders' New Year's resolution and reflections, True Mother commented on the providential meaning of the New Year motto for the 13th year of Chonuguk she had given at midnight as the new year began. The following is True Mother's message as organized by Chon Mu Won. And this is True Mother's message. You can only enter the kingdom of heaven when you believe in the family federation. Saying that one will go to heaven through belief in this or that religion is not in line with the principles of creation. You must tell the people of Korea and its politicians about the greatness of the family federation and true parents. Especially, they must know how heaven has raised Korea as a chosen people to give birth to true parents. We are one family of humankind attending Heavenly Parent and practicing true love. If we attend Heavenly Parent, everything will be resolved. But until now, there is still war and religious conflict. Where will those people go when they die? As those who came first and those who know, you must teach. You must be the ones who educate. In creating all things in heaven and earth, our Creator made everything in Heavenly Parent's image. The final stage was that Heavenly Parent gave responsibility to our first ancestors and waited for them to perfect themselves through their own efforts. You can find the same thing in the stories of the apostles after Jesus' crucifixion, as you read in the story about the Apostle Paul. Paul told people to believe that the crucified Lord was the Messiah, and, quote, if you believe, you will be saved, unquote. However, Paul did not understand Jesus' essence. Regarding the history of heaven's providence of salvation through the Jewish people, when we consider the 4,000-year process of establishing central figures so their nations could be raised up step by step, we see that the people failed to unite with the central figures. Whenever they could not fulfill their responsibility as a chosen people, indemnity inevitably followed. That is why it took 4,000 years. Although Jesus was conceived by the Holy Spirit, Mary did not recognize him. She ended up being the woman who drove Jesus to the cross. Mary cannot be compared to Daimonim. Daimonim lived her entire life for the returning Messiah. Did Daimonim know I was the only begotten daughter? I grew up hearing from my grandmother, your father is God. I'm not sure if my grandmother knew God as Heavenly Parent, but she told me, God is your master. As I grew up knowing this, the history of the Korean people I lived through was very difficult. After liberation from Japanese rule, North and South were divided between communism and democracy, and the Korean War broke out. This nation, rather than a magnificent 3,000 reed peninsula, became a land that had been laid waste. We were able to rise out of that situation because of the presence of Heavenly Parent. People of good blood and good nations voluntarily came to protect our democracy. It is the principle of creation that we must grow by our own efforts and reach the point of fulfilling our responsibility. As that was the time when I had to grow and take responsibility, I gave up everything else and said I would do it. Until now, human history has unfolded centered on men. That is why there has always been insecurity and endless fighting. Peace in the home comes when the mother fulfills her role well. Fallen humanity needs a mother. Because I understood this, I said I would do it. And so True Parents appeared in 1960. From then on, blessed families began to emerge. They came in True Parents' name. At the New Year celebration, I wanted to organize and explain this point, but instead I spoke about creating a bright and happy future and that we can do that. However, as leaders, you need to understand. With Foundation Day, I opened a new era and a new history. When no one recognized or believed in me, I declared before American Christian pastors, I am the only begotten daughter. What I want to emphasize here is that regardless of how you are born, you cannot reach perfection without fulfilling your responsibility. And you must fulfill that responsibility in unity with me. So during the New Year's message, because I felt I hadn't mentioned responsibility, I asked for it to be added to the motto. You must grow through your own effort. We have taught you everything and shown you the way. If you are in the position of not having fulfilled your responsibility, even if you did not know about it on earth, you will be very uncomfortable in the eternal spirit world. I am saying that to avoid this, you must become blessed families who fulfill your responsibility on earth. Only then can you accomplish Heavenly Parent's dream through becoming true children who attend Heavenly Parent in the kingdom of heaven on earth. Jew. Let us give a round of applause of appreciation and gratitude to Heavenly Parents and True Parents for their words. Definitely a big thank you to our True Mother for those very wonderful and heartwarming words. I remember very vividly during the New Year cross overnight vigil that we attended together with those in Korea. And I remember seeing how beautiful True Mother was, putting on that turquoise or sky blue attire that she had on. And it was really very interesting to hear, her words, where she spoke about the motto. And, it was very interesting for me personally because for the past about 13 years or so, we had been using just one motto. But then now we are, she came up and she changed the motto. And, the words are very deep in that motto, but maybe something that caught my attention personally was the emphasis on the word responsibility. And I find that very intriguing that our True Mother is using the motto to kind of remind us of that word and how that word is very, very significant, especially in the remaining days to come before April. And even further on, I'm very sure that the word responsibility is definitely something that we are going to have to take to heart to be able to lead our lives as filial sons and daughters of Heavenly Parent and True Parents. So, dear brothers and sisters, dear family members, I believe that the video, the update video is ready. And so I would like us to sit back and watch the update video. It's going to give us some insight about what the Africa Pure Water Wave is about. And after that, we are going to have one more music interlude before we will be inviting our regional vice president and older sister to give us words of guidance in relation to the Hundoke and also our role in the Africa Pure Water Wave. So I will be sharing the screen. Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear brothers and sisters. You are welcome to the Africa Pure Water Wave Convocation second edition. And indeed, it is a great thing to have you here. To begin our convocations update, first I would like to introduce the members of the esteemed committee of the Africa Pure Water Wave movement. We have Mrs. Mika Malaman, our regional vice president, who is the committee's chairperson, Mr. Sosholoba Humbeji, the committee's vice chair, Mr. Philip Karamage and Mr. Godson J. Oguri leading the Program Planning and Mobilization Sub-Department. Other members of the Program and Mobilization Sub-Department include Mr. Pangil Wilfred Diarra, Mr. Wusong Gili, Mr. Gaitan Danjeso, Mr. Bongani Jina, and Mr. Tehuan Ominde. Under the fundraising department, we have again Mrs. Mika Malaman and Master Kwame Bohusu. For the administration department, we have Mrs. Myoga Manzi and Mr. Heaven Ndonga. For the marketing and PR department, Mr. Fortune Winter, Mrs. Yongsun Winter, Mr. Kiwon Zensu, Mr. Kijong Sonume, Mr. Pascal Belanku. For the finance and budgeting sub-department, Mrs. Hwame Ferber. Revive our internal youth of blessing age as well as young blessed couples. Mobilize to realize and support the 1,800 single candidates to prepare for the matching and blessing. 210 of youth representatives to bring our offering to Korea. Raise 40% of budget for travel to Korea. Now, if we're going to work towards being filial sons and daughters of Heavenly Parents and True Parents, it is important for us to know what we need to do to resonate with them. That is what I am going to tell you. First of all, do your best to attend all youth convocations which are held every third Saturday of the month until April this year. If you are currently participating in this event here on Zoom, you are definitely doing something right.
Next is the area of the Champomoron seminars. I cannot share so much about this now, but you'll definitely be informed once we are ready to organize a very inspiring Champomoron seminar for you all. Stay tuned. The next area is the aspect of the blessing. Now, we already know that the blessing of this year 2025 is going to be a very significant and unforgettable event. So if you are still single, why are you even still single? Let's get on to apply for the matching and blessing. Fundraising is the next point of commitment. This year, we hope to send 210 youth to be part of the entrance ceremony and to meet True Mother in person. And we'll be needing a lot of help to get our brothers and sisters to Korea. Currently, those who will be going have been working hard to figure out how to raise their airfares to Korea. But they can't do it alone. They also need our help to represent the youth of Africa in front of True Mother. This is why we'll be beginning a donation campaign real soon, and we will be informing all of you how to participate. Thank you all for staying tuned and listening to the updates of the Africa Pure Water Wave Youth Convocation 2nd edition. I remain your humble host, Jason. Mr. MC, back to you.
That was just a very brief and very short update of what the Africa Pure Water Wave is about and what we hope to achieve, and how we hope also to include and have all our brothers and sisters participate. We will soon be inviting our regional vice president and older sister to also speak to us, and she will be also throwing more light on some of those points that were shared very briefly within the updates and all. And definitely, since we are all aware of the staff and those who are members of the planning committee, some of them are your leaders next door or your brothers and sisters next door. You can always speak to them, always shoot them a message to ask questions or points of inquiry, or even suggestions that you may have to help us to reach the objectives which are attached to the Africa Pure Water Wave. So without further ado, we will welcome our older sister Mika with a big and encouraging round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you to our MC Godson for welcoming me to the floor. And welcome and greetings to first our regional president, who is here with us. He's always supporting us, and I'm truly grateful for that. I also want to give a special remark to our Mama Kathy, also, who's here with us, also very much the biggest supporter of the youth, really believing that it is now our time to stand, right? She's always encouraging us to do that. And also all of our dear leaders who are present here, and of course to all of my brothers and sisters. Welcome to our 2nd edition of the Youth Convocation. I do also want to give a special remark to one of our first missionaries, also together with Mama Kathy, is Aunt Pam Steins, who's here with us. So greetings to her, and definitely she's also the biggest support of our program currently, wanting to make sure we will be absolutely successful as we prepare to support our true parents in the preparations towards the Chonwangul and Chonru Sanctum. So yes, I think a lot has already been shared. Let me put my timer so I try not to go too much overboard, as I usually do. A lot has already been shared, and I feel, a lot of things have been set the space for us now also to understand a bit more about what is the Africa Pure Water Wave. This is the 2nd edition. I'm happy to see there are more people, right? I think our marketing and PR team is working very hard to make sure the news spreads. So if you haven't connected yet to our channel or to our Facebook, YouTube, and all the different social media platforms that we have, please do so. I'm sure a link will be shared on this chat as well for you who have not yet been on board. And you shouldn't want to miss out, actually, because there are a lot of things happening, and they'll be shared on those platforms, possible areas also where you can contribute your talent and even possibly win something as a result of that contribution. For example, even the logo, as you can see here in the backdrop, this is because of one of our brothers, Wansun Pelani from Angola, who was able to submit his entry with all other 20, and this was the winner. And you can see, right, this is where now his contribution is part of now even the offering of the whole Africa Pure Water Wave movement. So we want to see how, as much as possible, to open ways for everyone to contribute. It doesn't always have to be in the way of a lecture, right, or in the way of mission. It can be also in the way of talent and sharing that talent, and we hope you can all be on board. So there'll be more after even this presentation, I believe, in regards to that, how you can contribute in other areas. So I won't go into too much detail now. But what I wanted to share to you today was not actually, I was trying to think what to share. And I sometimes think, maybe, of course, I can give a lecture and, we can give guidance, but I want to share actually my story in relation to this, in relation to even why I'm here, in relation to why I feel we need to be here as brothers and sisters of Africa, of the region. Especially my young brothers and sisters, right? And really, I just feel sometimes connecting maybe with a story related to where I started and how I came here, I feel is something I hope can maybe resonate with some of you. Of course, I can't share everything. A lot has happened, right? From, the starting point to now, but at least I want to share some highlights in my life journey. That has, especially my life journey in trying to understand and connect to Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Because I feel without that, then it's very hard to do anything else in relation to what we're talking about here. You need that connection to Heavenly Parent and True Parents. And maybe we have a connection in terms of, we know, right? We know True Parents, we know Heavenly Parent is, we believe, but yeah, everyone has to have that personal relationship. And I hope my story can maybe share how I went through that, and maybe give you some insight as well on how you can go towards that or deepen it. You may obviously have it already, which is great, but how we can deepen it. So I'll be sharing my screen in order to do that. And I'll try and I've made a presentation using Prezi. And it's a way to see if I can still see my face while I hope you can still see my face while I'm talking. Sometimes I feel like that makes it a bit more interesting. So you can also connect to what I'm sharing. So this is what I will be sharing on. It's my story. As I said, I won't go into all the detail, but I want to share my story, especially towards my journey to connecting to Heavenly Parent and True Parents. There is a lot more, in fact, I realized I didn't have, there's many stages that happened over this course of my life, such as the blessing and such as my, having children, starting my family. But I think that's going to be another chapter. Okay, so this chapter is more on the first blessing, you could say, the development of trying to understand who I am, centering on Heavenly Parent, and really being able to connect to even now, what is my responsibility? I think our MC also targeted the exact term that I also feel is related to the Hundoke that we read, which is about responsibility. So I want to share first by sharing my story. So I'll share about 3 major areas that happened in my life that allowed me to really come to understand Heavenly Parent, True Parents. And through that, I'll also share my lessons learned in these areas. And finally, to share my overall message. So the starting point was actually in 2009, which then it went on to 2010 with another commitment to Heavenly Parent. Finally, to 2013, which happened with a strong training. If you see the backdrop of this presentation, you may know what that training is. And then 2017 is when my mission began, you could say. And that is 16 years, right, since that time of 2009. So I was reflecting back on this aspect. So when it comes to 2009, a major turning point to my life was attending a 40-day workshop. I think I've shared this testimony before, but basically before then, I was really struggling with my identity. I knew the principle, I knew Heavenly Parent, I knew true parents, but my true relationship with them wasn't so clear, specifically true parents, actually, because true parents at that point in my life were kind of very distant in heart, more like they were just a picture that I was obviously respecting, but I didn't really know why. I didn't really know what and for what reason, we are focusing on our true parents. So this was a major turning point, attending Champion Workshop, which initially wasn't going to be 40 days. I only committed for actually 14 days, 2 weeks. And but with the grace of Heavenly Parent and True Parents, I was able to experience a lot more that required me or desired me to actually stay more than 2 weeks. So this definitely brought my connection to Heavenly Parent. I was able to recognize a lot of things. And one of the things I feel like the biggest thing was actually my relationship with true parents, recognizing that true parents are truly my parents. When this relationship came about, when I started to feel that through many experiences, I won't go into detail due to time, but definitely I came to experience that. Like true parents, they cared about me then, and it wasn't even that they were present in my life completely, but like that I saw them every day, right? But the reality that they were caring about not just me, but all of humankind with that same heart of desperation to bring us back, to save us, to make us happy, to make us have a happy life. This realization was very strong. And it definitely allowed me to have a deeper relationship with Heavenly Parents. So this is also one thing I feel for me. Sometimes maybe we say, oh, we can know God and we can be okay with just knowing God. But personally, I've come to recognize to truly know God, you need to know true parents. You need to find out and really understand who are true parents. Because unfortunately, throughout history, we've been so disconnected from God that we haven't been able to maybe find the right path or the right kind of antenna, right, to guide us towards really understanding even who is Heavenly Parent. Even actually, it's only through just this period, right, that we're starting to see God as not just a father, but as a heavenly parent. And maybe it feels very natural. It says, yeah, it's normal. But actually, this wasn't the case for many, many years. And it's something that we're still even developing. It's still not so strong because we are still, developing it. So definitely, I want to just stress that my connection to Heavenly Parent deepened when I started having a deeper relationship with true parents, which started in Champion. And then right after that, I was working actually, but I went back to work after doing my 40 days, but I was not the same person. I was even thinking I'm wasting time here at work. What am I doing at work? Just going 9 to 5, doing things that I felt I was working as human resource management in a company, and I just didn't feel like I was making the impact that is needed for the world, actually. I felt there's more to do than just work. And this made me also open up to another opportunity that came up, which was which was in 2010, and it was a 120-day workshop, which actually was hosted by our true father. It was literally by our true father. He wanted to call all leaders. And initially, I wasn't on the list because I wasn't a leader that time. And I wasn't on the list. I remember seeing the memo and I was just like, oh, that would be interesting to join. Because I always used to admire our first generation parents who had experiences with True Father and True Parents, right? Because it said hosted by True Father. And I was imagining that kind of atmosphere where I'm sitting down and True Father is coming and, hitting me on the head or, whatever, right? You have these kind of images of how true parents, how especially True Father used to talk to our members and the experiences they had. So I remember having that, but I wasn't on the list. I wasn't in it, kind of went out of my mind. But in the end, another memo came out and they said that it is open also to all graduates, finished high school, especially women. Yeah, graduate, not high school, finished university, graduates of university, especially women, because I think they realized that when they invited all the leaders, they were only men. And this was not ideal for the program. So in a way, they needed to balance it out. So they eventually called out another time to ask for the women, and create another way for maybe more women to join. So this came up and I I jumped on the occasion. I saw it. I didn't know exactly because, of course, as I said, I was working. But already by that time, especially since 2009 experience, I was already focused on how can I help true parents. So this opportunity allowed me to kind of look into that. So I attended, and initially it was only for 40 days. It then increased to another 40 days and eventually was 120 days. But actually, I heard from the beginning it was always 120 days. True Father said it was always 120 days. But they were worried that leaders would not come if they said 120 days. So in the end, they just said 40 days and they kept extending it. And of course, not everyone could keep extending, but I was able to. And I even quit my job as a result of I had to make a decision at one point, because at one point they said you either have to come back or quit. And I had to decide, and I ended up quitting. But what happened in this workshop was devotion. We started at 2 a.m. in the morning for 3 hours. We were doing devotion, 3 hours, 2 a.m. in the morning, right? Then we did Hundoke. We would do Hundoke all day long. The first 40 days was basically just reading Hundoke. We were reading the 8 great textbooks that time, specified 8 great textbooks, and we read every day until we finished all of those 8 great textbooks. Some of them were very big, Chonsongyong, right? And also the world scriptures. So there was a lot, and it was very hectic, you could say, draining, but also very inspiring. In fact, I came to realize the value of Hundoke through this experience. We did a witnessing program. We did lecture practicing. I also actually won a lecture competition there, but I was 3rd place, not 1st place. So I think I overcame that by winning 1st place here in Champamoron, right? But I was in the lecture competition. We did music, obviously, always performing in front of, for different things, and also service. So this was a major point in my life. And one major point was also meeting True Father. And what is interesting about this is when I first came to the workshop, I was expecting True Father to be there every day and to have that experience that the first gen experienced, right? With True Father hitting us on the head and, with all that passion that he used to share. But actually, he didn't come that often. I did see him a few times in other events during the time of the 120 days, but actually he didn't come. But in the last day, in one of the last moments, and even most people had already left, actually, there was a plan he came to Chomphyon and he said he wants to meet all the 120-day members. And this was the meeting with him that time. And this experience was the most magical experience with our True Father. It was the first experience, you could say, so close to seeing True Father and hearing him share. And one thing, if I am to give just a short message, because my time is not going to last too long, is what I came to feel from True Father in that moment was his longing heart for his children. In fact, in tears, he was saying he was actually kind of upset that we didn't know Korean. And it wasn't because sometimes we hear that a lot, right? True parent, we need to learn Korean. And at that time in my life also, I was not that focused on needing to learn Korean, apart from just because, okay, we say that, right? But in that moment, in tears, he actually said, do you know how it feels to not be able to talk directly to my children? And he said that in tears. And for me, that really shook me. Because in a way, maybe we think, like when we hear things like, you have to do that, we think of it as a command, and you kind of, as a child, you don't want commands. But when I saw the heart behind that, it just changed my whole feeling towards all the commands that our true parents give. Meaning they don't give it to hurt us or to make us work so that, so it's difficult. They really give because they believe this is truly going to make us happy, or truly also that they can finally be able to connect with us more deeply if we can do these fulfill our role, right? Fulfill our responsibility. So this point is something I really came to recognize. There was even a short song. He sang a song this is actually him singing. He was walking up and down singing this song and moving and dancing. It was amazing, actually, at his age. This is in 2010, right? You can imagine his age wasn't young. And it was just 2 years, right, before even he ascended. So it was really a very important moment for my life to connect, especially to our true Father. And definitely one of the outcomes of this was to inherit the 8th grade textbooks. And this is me, and it was actually in the form of an arc. We received the arc, right, with the 8th grade textbook. And then this was what we now bring to our mission area, where we were able to pass over, the arc to the mission. So actually a bit of side story, when I first knew about this intention that we had to bring the ark and bring it back to our mission area, I went to the organizers and said, okay, I want to bring it back to Africa. And they're like, why Africa? I said, well, because I'm from Africa. And at that point, I was the only representative at the, who had been able to stay. I feel there was another, Reverend Tanui actually was one of our Africans who was there, but he wasn't able to stay the whole time due to visa issues, actually. So in the end, I was like, no, I have to bring this back to Africa. This is where I need to bring it back. But they said, no, because you come from Australia, you came from Australia and, from going to the 210 workshop, then you need to bring it back to Australia. And I actually cried. I literally cried the whole night saying, this is not right. I need to bring this back to Africa. But somehow God comforted me and said, it's okay, just bring it back, because everywhere I am, everywhere you go, I am, right? Everywhere I bring it back to, or the mission is where I am as well. So in the end, I went back and I brought it back. This is our national leader of Australia at that time. And I handed over the ark. So that was an experience that really changed me, because it was from there actually that my mission started. I didn't think about it mission, but I already had quit work. So I remember when I went back, they said, oh, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm not sure now, but I want to see how to serve. And then they just put me straight to become a witnessing team leader. And I wasn't even a lead. At that time, I said, no, I'm not a leader. I don't feel like I'm a leader. But I got into that position and it gave me many different experiences, which definitely developed my heart. But I won't go into all of that now. And then another major turning point was definitely my experience in UPA. So as what happened actually in 2012 is our True Father ascended, right? This really shook all of us, I believe, and especially our True Mother, in the sense that what happened was she was alone. And one of the words that she shared that really changed even my decision to eventually go to UPA was the fact that she said, where are the young people? True Father has left everything for the young people, but where are they? And that was a question she asked in a meeting one time in that first year of 2012 after True Father's ascension. And that really also made me realize, actually, yeah, where are they? I was even looking around my environment because I was working in Australia at the time. And I was the only young person working full time in mission, only in that whole continent, Oceania at that moment, right? So it was really something that it was true. Where are we? Where are we? Where are my brothers and sisters? So in that moment, of course, then UPA came in 2013. It started, and I was part of the first group. In fact, I wasn't part of the first group because I had to learn Korean. So in the end, I'm called a second class. But I was in the first group in the sense that I was here, right here. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah, there. In the first, when this was the first group entrance ceremony into UPA. So UPA was definitely a lot of things, okay? And I won't go into all of detail. As you can see here, I'm looking like a policeman. Actually, my daughter saw a picture of me and she said, Mom, why are you a policeman? Why are you wearing the police uniform? So I was like, yeah, actually, maybe I was kind of a heavenly police. So yeah, in the end, yeah, this is me here and with my class. And then we had a lot of chance to meet True Mother. So definitely I got a very good connection in heart with our True Mother. This is one time where she just called us randomly. This could happen sometimes. She called all the UPA and she said she wanted to have lunch with us in the garden. And that's where we went to eat lunch. And it was pizza. We sat in front of our True Mother. She also ate. And then here we are also singing. As you can see, this is me here. This is actually the Western, they call it the second class that stood up. She asked us to stand up and sing. And we sang Country Roads. And I remember she said to me, do you have another one? Yeah. Hana Toiso, she was asking me. She looked at me and said, Hana Toiso, which is, do you have another one? So I think we sang another Korean song. I can't remember now, but I remember singing Country Roads very clearly. So anyway, this was a very moment that I had. Another one was actually in America, in Las Vegas, where we had a chance as UPA also to be in Las Vegas. And here she is, and she called all of us, and she wanted to share with us. And I had a special opportunity here to do the bounce dance together with my UPA director. She asked the UPA director to dance. And then he called me, I don't know why, out of all of the people there, he called me to dance. So it was only me and him dancing, you know. And I, of course, it was a bit embarrassing, to be honest. But anyway, mother was happy, and she clapped. And when we went to sit back down, and another point again about her love is she asked us, have we been eating well? And because, as you can see, I'm the only Westerner in that whole group. Everyone here is Japanese or Korean, right? And then she said, because we're in America, so she was asking, have we been eating well? And then she said, oh, I'll make sure you have kimchi. And she decided to give some kind of money so we could buy kimchi and Korean food, because she felt that maybe we're missing the food, right, of Korea. So you can see, right, this is true mother. This is her heart. She's a real mother. You know, maybe we see her very far distant, and we see her just giving a speech or a lecture, but this is her heart. And she doesn't want to do it with just us here. She wants to do that with all of us. If you read her autobiography, you feel that she wants to eat with all of us. She wishes she could eat with all of us, right? Sit down at the dinner table and share food. So it's something that really is our true mother's heart. And I felt that a lot through my experience. UPA also allowed me to do a lot of performance. In fact, sometimes I thought I joined a music and performance school, not really a military school at one point, because we were doing constant performances, especially in the first year. And then we got special lectures, right, from different leaders, even from the True Family, and Dr. Bohi Park, right, who is one of the early disciples of our True Parents. And we got to do a lot of learning, right, lecture practice, and a lot of sports, a lot of sports, right? This actually was my biggest challenge, you could say, but I overcame it. We did a lot of different service activities. So not only did we stay in the UPA training program, we also went out to do service in different churches, and we got to visit the holy site. This is the Rock of Tears, right? The prayer Rock of Tears, where our true father was, you know, deeply in prayer, and where he could meet our Lord Jesus. And also where the first small little house was, right? And yeah, we did a lot of pilgrimage activities there. Again, this is the time when we met True Mother. This is us giving a report. Here I am sitting here, right? So you can see very close, very nervous, but really also a lot of love. We got to visit the Death Valley. So that brought back memories when True Mother was at the Death Valley, and we were doing witnessing. This was in America. So my team, I had a team that was able to go to America. I was the only English speaker at that time. So it was an interesting experience. Here I am giving lectures at the workshop. And we were able to do different programs. Here I am winning another lecture competition. I realized I go into lecture competitions a lot. And this was even in Korean. So there we are. I managed, even though my Korean now is still not as good as it should be. And in the end, also, we were doing workshops for the youth in Korea, and we did a lot of devotion. This is us actually doing 600 bows in front of on the lawns in front of the Cheonjeonggung. So we were facing the Cheonjeonggung, where our true mother and true parents reside, and we were doing our vows. So this was experience. And then from that, this was 3 years, I did the internship, and that was the internship in Albania, where I was there for 1 year doing witnessing activities. Here I am emceeing for a workshop, and these are my spiritual children and those who have been able to at least realize up until understanding true parents, and also have been able to connect to the providence, still preparing them for the blessing, however. And then in the experience, obviously, at the end of my internship, this is myself here receiving my mission directly from True Mother. So as you can see, this is me here, right? And I received the ring, and then received my mission. So this also was a very deep experience, for which I was able to learn and do a lot. So this, why I want to share that. This was just more a testimony, but the lessons I learned in those four major areas I want to share here. First of all, God never gives up. To be honest, if I look at where I was before and now where I am, I would have thought God could have given up on me, because in a way I had given up on God, or I had given up. I just felt this is not possible. It's too ideal. It's nice, but it's too ideal. And I just gave up. But God never gave up. And definitely, I felt that through my experience in Champyong. I learned, I was able to liberate a lot of things that I was holding on to, that unfortunately were causing me to keep feeling pain, but in the end, I could overcome. So what I learned from my experience in Champyong and my 40-day workshop is definitely opportunities come when you give first for the whole. One thing I realized is there were many times I should have left. I only committed for 14 days. I was going to leave. After 21 days, I was going to leave. But every time I decided to stay, meaning I said, okay, I'll just stay and just commit, in the end, an experience came to me that I would have lost or never felt if I hadn't stayed. Maybe it would have come again in another circle in my life, but definitely it would have taken longer. So one thing I felt is sometimes you can't see what this opportunity or what, giving your life for God will do. You don't see. Maybe you even think it might be a bit, difficult. It will be a difficult course. But definitely my experience has shown me it is not. Opportunities come when you give for the whole first. Maybe we think we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to work, we need to study. But if you give for the whole first, which is for me, giving right to God, what God wants first, definitely everything else that needs to come, that you want to come, can come. Definitely. I've experienced that. And it's something I don't know how to share with people until they experience it themselves. But definitely it's something I experienced. Second is life with Heavenly Parent is when life truly begins. To be honest, I lived up until 2009, obviously. But there's a lot of things. Of course, there were many experiences. But to be honest, a period in my life where I wasn't truly connecting to Heavenly Parent is a period, to be honest, I don't think I was even living properly. I wasn't living, It's only when I started living with Heavenly Parent, starting to connect my life with Heavenly Parent, is when I started living, meaning a living in reality. Before then it's a cloud. It's kind of like you're just following what society tells you to do. But truly living with Heavenly Parent starts true life, actually. The life we were meant to live and be with and connect with, because it's where we come from. We come from Heavenly Parent, right? So this point was very important. The second lesson I learned is that you have to let go for God to work. Of course, I kind of mentioned it already in the first lesson, but definitely in the 210 workshop, as I said, it was only for 40 days. So I just took leave from work and I was going to go back to work. In the end, it said, no, it's another 40 days. I was contemplating, should I stay? Should I not? In the end, I stayed for another 40 days. In the end, it was still another 40 days. And that point was a very crucial point in my life, because I was either I quit work or I continue. And of course, work at that point was still kind of my life. I'm holding on to my life, right? Because it gives me money. I can do things when I work. So in the end, it was challenging. I was really challenged by this question. Do I continue? But how am I going to work? How am I going to get money? How can I even afford doing the next part of the 40-day when I'm just going to lose my, I don't have jobs. And in the end, what am I going to do? So in the end, but I ended up deciding, and I ended up having to quit, because in the end, my boss said, are you sure you're going to come back? I said, to be honest, I'm not sure. So she said, okay, then I think we need to look for someone else. So that's what happened. But definitely, I came to also feel that once I let go, I could see God work in my life so much more. Maybe we hold on to things because we think this is our the last, I don't know, our lifesaver, something to hold on to, right? To make sure that we are stable. But I don't feel we can ever be stable without Heavenly Parent. We can never be stable without God. So if we have to give up maybe that to be stable with God, I think that's the starting point to realizing first and foremost who we are and how we can then move forward. And then thirdly, UPA training, of course, there were a lot of things. I won't go into it. Definitely the biggest was the physical. This is us running down. This is us running down Champyong from the where we were staying at the Sanhak University down to Champyong. And if anyone has been to Korea, you know that that's a nice downhill, right? So it's nice. It's nice. But when you go down, you have to go back up. And that's what we had to do. So this was always challenging for me, and it happened very often. But I also learned a lot from my experience. I learned that definitely your body, if your mind is much stronger, your mind is strong, your body can move. One thing I experienced from that was through this physical training. I came to see that your mind is much stronger and you can do more. Your body, one leg after the other, will keep going, but that determination in your mind is what needs to be there for you to begin with. We had a lot of training, like this is the lifestyle of UPA, for instance, walking in line, walking in the same pace. We had to be in unison like that. We had the Jomo, right, which was the roll call. For those of us in Hyeojungrang, you may have experienced some of this already. But this was much more intense. I think you'd be feeling much more difficult if we did it the way we're doing it here. But here they would come and check everything, make sure everything is clean. We would have to eat together. Maybe you think this is not a big issue, but we had to eat together and finish together. Meaning you eat, you wait until everyone's there. Most of the time we're together because we have to walk in line together anyway. We eat together and we have to wait. We cannot move until everyone finishes the food. And that used to be very frustrating, especially when you don't have a lot of time, right? You only have maybe 1 hour or 30 minutes for break. And then here you are waiting for someone to finish because they take longer than you. And it's very annoying, but we had to do it. And then, of course, we were a big mixture of different races. Especially in my class, we had Koreans, Japanese, Philippines, Latvia, and Chinese as well. And so there was a lot of conflict, you could say, in terms of culture and different aspects. So what did I learn from my experience in UPA? First of all is unity. Unity. It's not easy. It's not easy because what happened was we had to do this not just in mind, literally we had to be united. For example, walking in the same pace, in the same step, right? Being able to eat and finish together, being able to accept each other despite our differences. So it was truly a big task. And I came to see how difficult it is actually, but also how possible it is. Because that desire to unite, practicing also even those steps of being united, it really gives you a sense of, wow, this is what I need to do to be united. I need to be on time. I need to, communicate. I need to attend. Like there was so many realizations as a result of those practices. Love can be painful, but not loving is more painful. One thing I realized in UPA is it wasn't easy to be around and be so close with so many different cultures and backgrounds. And there were people sometimes personality-wise, I just could not connect. But I came to also realize that without connecting with them also was more difficult. So love, maybe we think it's not easy to unite with all these different cultures and worlds, but if we connect to our source, which is Heavenly Parent, we come to realize that not uniting, not loving is more painful. So therefore, it naturally is a desire now to push yourself to love. And it can come, because you make effort. Love is something that requires effort. It's not just instant, And why you get that effort, the motivation is from above, right? It's from Heavenly Parent. And once we have that, naturally we can connect. So this ability to be one world, one family is possible. It may look impossible right now, but that's why True Mother says everything has to go back to God, Heavenly Parent. Then everything can be resolved. And I could feel that in this experience in UPA. It's true. Because we were so different, but we somehow come to that unity, which I feel, and for me, was a big lesson that I came to experience. Training also is hard. It was hard. In fact, some of the things I think I would say, why did we need to do that? It was just hard, right? But what I experienced from this is training that is hard also makes life easier. Training is not forever. Training is for a period, but life is forever, right? Life is your life, right? And this is why I really like this little diagram here, right? In a way, it says hard decisions, right? Easy life. Easy decisions, hard life. Look at him trying to climb up here, right? To go up here. Whereas here it looks difficult, there's obstacles here and there, but finally you get to your goal, your goal, and you can walk well. So I felt that, and I'm still feeling that. There are many challenges that I'm still experiencing now, but I know I came to be kind of in a situation in UPA that allowed me also never to give up. And this is definitely strong in me. You know, I cannot give up. I will not give up no matter what challenge comes, because I've experienced many already that came in front of me and I was able to overcome. So I know that I can overcome. So this point is really another lesson learned. So what do I want to say about all of this? And yeah, from UPA, definitely, I came to also recognize my responsibility. Yeah, so what do I want to say? As I said, the first main message is our responsibility. So my responsibility really came very strongly from my experience in UPA. First of all, really knowing and understanding that I owe my life to our beloved true parents. It wasn't just from UPA, even from 2009, you know, up until this experience, I just felt I owe my life to my true parents. And I feel like to live my life, so basically I owe my life to our beloved true parents. So basically I should let me live my life, right? To realize their dream, which also has become my dream. You know, it has become my dream. You know, sometimes people would look at me and say, "Oh, Mika, you're sacrificing your life to do mission. Oh, I'm sorry for you." I'm like, actually, I don't feel you should be sorry for me. Yeah, maybe things are not easy. You know, maybe I don't have a stable financial situation, but definitely what I feel like I'm living my life to fulfill also my dream. My dream has become Heavenly Parents' dream, basically. Heavenly Parents' dream has become my dream. Because I know that to be truly happy, to realize that true happiness, I have to realize Heavenly Parent's dream. Heavenly Parent wants me to be happy. So actually fulfilling his dream, fulfilling our true parent's dream, definitely will bring us the happiness that we are all searching for, that we are all yearning for. And maybe we don't get that connection sometimes because we've come to feel like, okay, mission is giving up my dream and then I have to do. And that, you know what? I did that. In a way, I was pursuing work. I was pursuing trying to be successful in life. But in the end, I have to say, okay, let me give this up first and do it for God. And what I came to feel from that is I'm not losing as a result. I've never lost as a result of doing that. I've never lost. Maybe externally, but never, never internally, and never in terms of my heart. Never. You know, even the blessing, you know, that's another chapter. Maybe next time, if you want to hear my testimony, then put it up in the message that I'll share. But even the blessing, you're right, the blessing, there were many things that I had to overcome, but I did. And I can testify now that that brought so much more joy and happiness than I've never experienced before. But it came with obstacles. I definitely can say that. I can say that, even to the point of thinking maybe I need to give up. But that ability to continue because of Heavenly Parent, realizing at least let me just do it for Heavenly Parent. In the end, it brings back much more than you ever imagined. So this point is something I really want to share with all of you as just an elder sister, you know, or just as a sister. You know, I'm not preaching actually. It's an experience that I experienced. And I feel it's not just for me. It's not just for me because we're all connected to Heavenly Parent. We're all connected to true parents. So that experience can even go more than me, actually, when it comes to our desire to relate. So what is my overall message, right? My overall message will first start with a small video before I continue.
아버님 헬리콥터를 팔아서 또 아버님 버스를 팔아서 그 대학생들을 모집해서 사관학교처럼 2년제 원리 교육을 하는 지도자 양성하는 학교, 사관학교야. 세계에서 이름나라 하는 뭐 웨스트 포인트보다 더 유명해질 거야. 아주 강하게 훈련시켜서 미래의 지도자를 많이 길러낼 거야. 희망을 가지세요.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still
하늘은 여러분들을 도울 것입니다. 하늘에 여러분들이 또 인류 앞에 빚진 자가 되지 마십시오. 여러분들의 젊음과 패기는 천일국 창건에 있어서 걸음이 될 것입니다. 기둥이 될 것입니다. 천지인 참부모니 항상 여러분들과 함께 할 것입니다. 여러분들이 빛된 자가 될 것입니다. 공부하기 힘든가? 여러분들이 여기에서 공부할 수 있는 기회를 갖는 것은 기적이며 역사적이다. 너희들에게 거는 기대가 커 힘들다고 해서 주저앉으면 안 된다. 너로 말미암아 100명, 1000명 나라가 복귀될 수 있다면 여러분들은 승리자야. 성공한 사람이야. 하늘이 기억하는 사람이야. 열심히 공부하고 정성 들이면서 참 부모님을 전 세계 70억 인류에게 내가
Yeah, so yeah, this video for me always is very moving emotionally because your mother, as you can see when she was sharing to us, she is also in tears, right? And as I said from True Father, that feeling of seeing the emotional pain behind also what they're trying to tell us just shook me. And it happened with True Mother as well, actually many times, because I've had more chance to see that with True Mother. And yeah, it's the heart of just wanting to share love to their children. It's that. There's nothing else but that. And that ability to then also make sure, right, that Heavenly Parent can be liberated as we can all come back, you know, feeling Heavenly Parent's heart and making this, just determining their life. You know, if you listen to the Hundake carefully today, she said she decided to give up everything. And I think I've said this before, you know, they are people. They also had dreams and things they want to do, right? But they decided to give up and even walk a course they knew would not be easy. They knew it won't be easy because they're battling an environment that is completely against what they're trying to do. They're being, you know, always, you know, what true parents have done, I always think, actually, they could have been the biggest billionaires and lived a very happy life with all the money if they wanted to, right? But they're not doing any of this for that. In fact, they're even going a course where people are still persecuting them, right? Even though they've done so much. So for me, this just was a deep realization that true parents and our true mother's heart and love is she just wants to share that with all humankind, and she can't do it alone. That's why she asked us, even in this meeting, she said, is it hard? And everyone's like, no, of course it was hard. It was hard. But we said no, right? We didn't want to show true mother it was hard. But in the end, she said, don't give up. Because through you, you can bring all these people back. Through you, you can save and restore this world. Through you, you can do it. And why am I sharing this? Don't think, oh, I'm sharing this because, only those who go to UPA, this is who she's talking to. No. In fact, why even I'm here in this position is because of our true mother. And why is she telling me to be in this position? She wants me to share the same heart and love she shared to me, to you all, actually. And actually, sometimes I feel I'm not doing a good job. I'm not, to the point that our true parents do for us. I'm sorry. I actually feel sorry most of the time. But that's who I am. I'm here because of that. I'm not here because of anything else. And the only reason I'm here is because that same message that she shared to me, that how much she loves me and how much she believes in me being able to do God's will, is the same message she wants to share with all of you, much more even. And this is why, I feel, sometimes I feel sorry that we haven't done that enough. And that's why, I'm hoping, together we can move with True Mother. We can move to make sure what she believes in us can truly be realized, because she believes, and she said, heaven will help us. Don't worry. We may think there's so many obstacles, but she says, don't worry. Unite with me, and for sure you will do and be successful, even to the point that heaven will remember you. She said, be the light. Be the light. You will become the light of the world, making the first page of a new history. Imagine the first page of the history centering on Heavenly Parent. This is the position we are in, brothers and sisters. This is the position I and you and all of us here are in. And this is what I want to share with you. So I want to finally end with the motto, because it was the point of Hundoke and it's the point of who we are now, right? And reading it, right, we recognize that we are living in the year of truly being able to attend our Heavenly Parent. Not just randomly, not just symbolically, but truly, substantially. Let us, the blessed families around the world, become the true sons and daughters of Chonoguk. Not just missionaries, not just spiritual children, but true sons and daughters who will fulfill our responsibility as the chosen people in unity with true parents. I think our MC shared with us that there's a difference between the motto that was there from 2020 until now, right? The 12 years of this motto: let us resemble the Creator, Heavenly Parent, and become the true owners of Chonoguk, practicing true love. But what is now being mentioned, and this is Dr. Song pointed this out very clearly, is instead of let us resemble, we need to attend substantially. We are in a position to attend substantially, in reality, not symbolically, not as a distant, but in front substantially as Heavenly Parents, as our parent. Not only as true owners, but we can become true sons and daughters, right? A true owner and the true is the truest owner of all. When you talk about owners, when it comes to even a person who's the boss of a company, in the end, it's the son and daughter of the owner, right? That becomes the key person. So we are even beyond just a boss or someone to lead. We are directly able to inherit. And not only are we now in a position to just practice true love, but we need to fulfill our responsibility as the chosen people in unity with our True Mother. And True Mother mentioned in our Hundoke, what I want to emphasize here is that regardless of how you are born, you cannot reach perfection without fulfilling your responsibility. And you must fulfill that responsibility in unity with me. And this point is something maybe some of us maybe don't capture all the time, because we're like, oh, we're all sons and daughters of God. We all can connect. The reality is the central point to completing the providence and perhaps getting us to a level where naturally we'll be able to connect. It's through our true parents. It's through our True Mother finally on earth, the only begotten daughter, to bring that completion. And that's why I truly want to share with you Champamaran, because I came to recognize that much more by learning and studying Champamaran, and we'll be doing that together as the Africa Pure Water Wave workshops as well. But what is our responsibility? She says, one, educating the chosen people, right? Sharing who is true parents to the whole world, to our brothers and sisters, right? Mentioning that the chosen people is not just chosen people of Korea, but chosen people as blessed families. We are chosen to be in this position now to share to the world. We need to witness and bless, right? Search for heavenly citizens to substantially establish Chonyogu through youth witnessing, single blessing. And we need to cultivate the future leaders. Cultivate second and third generation of blessed families as pure water to become leaders of the providence. This is actually from the message of Dr. Song, where he emphasized this very clearly, that True Mother's desire is for all of us to become the pure water. That's why Heavenly Top Gun is launched and will be launched in our region. And these are our Heavenly Top Gun youth of the world leading the way as we enter into the 13th year of Chonuguk. And what is interesting about this year, it actually marks 50 years since our first missionaries came and gave us the message that we are here. I'm here because of the first missionaries. I'm actually literally here. Most of us and everyone, I believe, here is because of them. And if you hear their stories, which I think we also need to put in our testimony sharing, you come to see we come from very far. We come from so far to be standing even as just children of heavenly parents here in Africa. And now with the new kickoff of our first Heavenly Top Gun, now 50 years, right? So it's like we're standing on their foundation as the next generation of not only missionaries who are going to make a foundation, but missionaries who are going to finally bring about the completion together with our true mother. That's what she's calling us to do. And we are lucky to be standing in this position. So lastly, even on the 1st of January, she talked about pure water. She said, true parents' responsibility is to fulfill heavenly parents' dream on earth, the ideal of creation and the kingdom of heaven on earth. True parents have given birth to many blessed families worldwide. Through their second and third generations, pure water, youth, spreading throughout the world like drops of water, joining to form rivers that flow to the sea, our future will be gloriously bright. She said this in the 1st of January 2025, in the first message she gave to the whole world. And again, she emphasized that it's through the youth of pure water, the ones who are the pure water, who can bring now the purification to the world, that we can bring about a bright future. This is the position we're in. So, my brothers and sisters, I'm really grateful that I could share this with you and to show you that Africa Pure Water Wave movement is a movement to really make sure we become that pure water first. We bring others to join us, and we make sure Africa shines, because Africa can. We can. Our brothers and sisters, we can make it. But it comes with that ability to come united, centering on True Mother, right? As streams coming from different angles. I know we have different backgrounds. I know we have different realities. We're different streams, that's for sure. But let's head towards the ocean together. And let's truly make sure we unite centering on our true parents, because that's the only way we're going to be able to bring any sort of victory, not only in our lives, but in the world. The world needs this, and this is what True Mother is asking of us. So this is what I wanted to share with you as a story, starting with just my story. As you can see, it's just chapter 1. If you want chapter 2, then make sure you come next time. And hopefully I'll have space for chapter 2, which will go into more, right, of my realization centering on the second blessing, which is the second area that I feel we all need to work towards. So thank you. And this is what I can give. And I hope you can get something from this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to our regional vice president. Let's give her a big hand, a big round of applause for such a very inspiring testimony, and indeed a lot of lessons that we could take home. I'm sure each person has a lot to share as what they took out from the content of her story, and even the points of lessons that she shared. I, for one, had a lot to relate to because saying the UPA part of things, like, ooh, I was here once upon a time, and ooh, I did have similar experiences. So it was quite an interesting trip down memory lane, and definitely worthwhile experiences. So thank you once again, Regional Vice President, for that. Okay, so moving on to the next agenda of the program, we are at our announcement segment. And for the announcements, we're going to be having, it's mostly promotion and publicity. And first of all, I would like to invite our brother Fortune. He is part of the committee, as you saw earlier on, and he is basically in the marketing and the public relations department. He's probably the head of the department. I'd like to invite him to give us a few announcements. Let's give him a round of applause as he unmutes to speak.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wasn't that such an inspiring song? I agree with MC. The rendition of that holy song was so beautiful. So for my portion of the announcements, as far as marketing and PR is concerned, allow me to share my screen. I'd like to once again congratulate those who participated in the previous contest that took place from last Youth Convocation. We had a logo design contest, as Vice President Mika already shared. The winner was Benvindo Pelani, Usong Pelani from Angola. It was a beautiful design here. We had some runner-ups as well, Mr. Clarence Fury from Zambia, and then Mr. Damian Makengo from Nigeria. Everything was rated based on a voting form that was submitted based on creativity, relevance, and visual appeal. And these were the tallies from the scores, which determined the winner. Mr. Pelani is also to note on the translation and interpretation team. I'm not sure if they were presented earlier in our presentation today, but this is our wonderful translation interpretation team, as you are all able to hear what's going on today because of them. So please, if you can all give them a round of applause for their hard work, working so hard in support of the Africa Pure Water Wave movement. I'd like to now present two new challenges or contests to take place starting from today. The first is the video creation contest. This one is going to test video editing skills from our wonderful and talented youth in Africa. The goal is to create a powerful, inspiring video that encourages people to join the movement, join the APWW movement. The theme is yours to choose, but the video should be in accordance with APWW's vision, which is to mobilize and revive the Family Federation Youth of Africa to stand and take ownership to build a new Africa centered on God. And the deadline for this video is the end of this month, the 31st at 10 p.m. GMT. So for all of you out there with skills in videography, video editing, we really encourage you to take part of this contest. And the grand prize for this is $150. So it's a little bit more than the last one. Before I go into the next challenge, I just want to mention that the rules, all the links to register to be part of this contest and the next contest as well, will be in the What's Up channel. So I believe there's a link being shared right now into the group chat. This is the APWW What's Up channel, where we have currently 272 followers. We post every day inspirational quotes. We post about upcoming events, as well as any of these challenges and contests that's taking place for you to stay informed and in the loop. The next one, to grow this challenge or to grow our social media accounts, get more people inspired to join, is a Facebook challenge as part of our the next segment of monthly social media challenges. So for this one, the goal is to complete fun and exciting tasks to earn points and then claim your spot in the top 3. So the top 3 winners with the most points at the end of the challenge, which is finishing the end of this month as well, the same date, January 31st, will win, the top 3 places can win prizes. For first place, $50, second place, $30, and third place, $20. You can sign up through this QR code, but also the registration link is being posted inside of the chat, which is the What's Up channel. This is the QR code. If you have your phones, please feel free to scan this QR code and you'll be able to join the WhatsApp channel, or you can click within the chat of this Zoom. There's the link posted there as well to be able to join, as I mentioned earlier. I do want to point out one last thing as part of this challenge. You'll be signing up for the challenge, and then you'll have to complete different tasks that are offered here, which you get points associated with the different challenges. So if you complete the challenge and you prove that you did so, you get the points added up. The first of this is to take a selfie right now. So you're all encouraged to do so, to take out your phones, those who have phones, and take a selfie. If you're on the computer watching at home, you can take a selfie, make sure the screen of the youth convocation is in view, so you can see all of this, the Zoom recording or the Zoom screen. And then you'll be posting that. Once you register, you'll be able to post that selfie as the very first challenge, and you'll get 30 points for doing so. If you're in a group setting, in the church setting, you can do a selfie and make sure that you can see everyone in the room there at church. So, and once again, I'll mention you can register for this through the WhatsApp channel. So please join the WhatsApp channel. Everything's focused on growing our Facebook account and engagement on our Facebook account. So you'll see more and more of the, I don't want to give away all the information right this moment, but you'll see everything there. So thank you so much. That's all for the marketing announcements for today.
Thank you very much, Brother Fortune, for updating us and letting us know about the various challenges being organized by the Africa Pure Water Wave. I probably would like to repeat something that he said, and also something that's currently going on in the chat, which is please follow Africa Pure Water Wave on all our social media platforms. Follow. We cannot overemphasize this enough. You guys are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. You're doing a bunch of other stuff. Please do not forget to follow us. It is a very important movement, and we need to be followed to keep updating you about new information coming up. And if you don't follow, you can't know the latest of whatever is going on with the Africa Pure Water Wave movement. So it is being shared currently in the chat, the links to the various social media platforms. Please access the Zoom chat at the moment. If, for instance, you're like, okay, where are the links? How do I find the Facebook link? How do I find the WhatsApp page? How do I find the Instagram page? It's being shared on the chat now. Please go access the chat and follow us on all the different social media platforms that you have access to. I'll quickly move on to the next phase of announcements before we conclude. And I'd like to share my screen. I'm also going to be talking about another challenge that I would like to introduce. And yes, so at the moment, if you can see my screen, then I believe that what is here is visible. Now, the title there says Choreography Making Contest, Sinach's I Know Who I Am. And I'm very sure that a good number of us know that song. Maybe if we didn't know that song, yeah.
Chosen generation. Sorry, there is no sound. We cannot catch the sound.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, we probably can. There was okay. Some people said there was sound. Anyway, we know the song. We probably already know what song it is. And the challenge basically is to make a dance choreography of Sinachi's I Know Who I Am song. Now, the idea basically is this is like the major theme song for our Africa Pure Water Wave. And if you remember a point that was shared also in the update video and also in the previous convocation, it was said that we will be having 210 of our young people go to Korea to attend the entrance events, the entrance ceremony events, the blessing itself, and then also the other activities there. And we probably would have the chance to meet True Mother. And when we meet True Mother, what are we going to present? We probably have a song to sing, which is being worked on. But then we also would like to offer this dance to show the youth energy of Africa, declaring that we know who we are. We are children, filial sons and daughters of true parents. So we need a unified choreography for this song. And so this challenge is calling out all the dancers in our movement. I know that we have good dancers, good choreographers in our movement, young people who love to dance or who know how to make dance steps. So the assignment is to make a choreography of Sinachi's I Know Who I Am. And one tip being given is make your dance moves simple enough for everyone to learn, because we're going to be 210 people. And if we eventually have the chance to be in front of True Mother doing this dance, definitely 210 people are not professional dancers. So if you make the dance step really, really complicated, then maybe a bunch of us, people like me, who's a singer, not a dancer, would probably have issues. So please try to be considerate of other people who may not exactly be as professional as yourself in the dancing field, and make your dance steps um as simple and as easy to learn as possible. So basically, the choice of the winners will be done by the Africa Pure Water Wave Committee, and basically the prizes to be won are, as you can see on the screen. First prize $100, second prize $50, and third prize $30. So there is a Google Docs link which is going to be shared in the chat and also will be also shared on the platform. Basically, for us, those of us who are following the platform, we will have access to it also to be able to submit our entries. So this is basically one of the extra challenges that is also included to the other challenges that have been announced earlier on. All right, dear everyone, thank you so much once again for being a part of this event. Like I said, we're drawing very near to the end of our program today. And at this moment, I would like to invite once again our Regional Vice President and Water System, Nika, to give us brief closing remarks before we pray together briefly in unison, and then we conclude this convocation.
Okay. Thank you again, and I won't be long. But just wanted to say that, what has already been shared according to the announcements, right? The different contests, really it's to see. I hope everyone can be able to join, those of you that are interested in these areas, because definitely that's also part of the offering. This is part of your offering. So we want everyone, there's definitely a way for everyone to be able to connect and to be able to use their talent, their skills, their interest, also give and make an offering to Heavenly Country Grants. This is the goal. So I just want to encourage you all. Just want to say thank you to all of you also. And also to announce, actually, another announcement that tomorrow, as some of you may know, maybe you don't know, True Mother is currently in America, and she'll be giving a special message tomorrow at the Sunday service in America. And she'll be actually sharing, it will be live. So we want everyone also from this platform to join. I think it's going to also be shared on the chat, and I will also make sure it's shared even in the channel, because the whole point of Africa Pure Water Wave Movement is to move towards True Mother, right? Move towards True Parents and True Mother at this moment, leading the way. So everything regarding our True Mother, we should know. and we should be there. We should be ready to attend. So let us be able to do that, and we'll be sharing more soon regarding more areas also on how you can contribute. One thing that was missing in the update is about the Chongshim one, right? So one of the key mobilizing points also is our Chongshim one, which is now as a region every Monday. So this point also, we want every youth to be there on Monday, and we'll be also working on how we can even have a youth program every Thursday or one of the days. I know in the West it's already happening, but if we could create such a program in each of the Chongshim ones, of the nations, I think this also will be a big impact, because that's where the energy is, right? Connecting to the spirit. So we'll be sharing about that as well. But thank you again. Let's have a great evening, and let's continue to be the Africa Pure Water Wave. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Regional Vice President, for those closing remarks. Once again, to reiterate some points, please do not forget to join the program in the US that our True Mother is going to be speaking in. The link was also put in the chat, so let's refer to that. Save the link somewhere, and when it's time tomorrow, it's basically going to be around 6 p.m. GMT. So let's save the time. 6 p.m. GMT is the time tomorrow for our True Mothers event in the US. Let's do our best to be present and to participate, and let's anticipate the words of our True Mother for all of us tomorrow. We will now offer a closing bow or final greetings to Heavenly Parents and True Parents to conclude. 천진 참 부모님께 경배, 바로. Let us now give glory and honor and appreciation to Heavenly Parent with a round of applause. Thank you, dear family. Thank you, dear brothers and sisters. We are now going to take our family picture because we need to remember this moment and also commemorate the fact that we had a second edition of the Africa Pure Water Wave Youth Convocation. So let's be seated. People who don't have their videos on, please put on your videos just this once before we say goodbye. And we see ourselves again probably next month on the 3rd Saturday of the month. Let us smile. Let's start with the little hearts this way. Let's start with the small hearts. Let's smile. Everyone smile. Smile. You can't have hearts on and not smile. It does not make any sense. So let's make sure that we have our teeth, you know, our beautiful and handsome smiles on. Smile, 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 people. Okay, let's move on to the medium hearts. Medium hearts. Medium hearts. Let's keep up those smiles. Let's keep those smiles on. You all look so beautiful, so handsome. Beautiful daughters of God, handsome sons of God and true parents. We're still taking, and we're going to be done real soon. And yeah, this is lovely, lovely. Thank you so much, everyone. And we stop here. Yes, the pictures have been taken. Let us have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful evening. See you all again in various events to come. And let's also meet again on the 3rd Saturday of February. And we will definitely have more information for you all. Take care, everyone. Signing out, I am your humble MC, Godson Aburie. See you when we see you.